So right here, this is with Hatchet and it's anticipation stations. So when you're getting ready to read the book, some of these activities can be really fun to do with your class as they are getting ready to read it, just working on different predictions. They're looking at different themes in the books and if they agree or disagree, and then looking at a virtual field trip of Canada and the plane. So right here, the first activity is popcorn predictions. There's two ways you can do this. You can do it by starting a Pear Deck activity, and later down here, you will want probably to do the Pear Deck activity with your students. But for this first activity, you can kind of decide. I've done it without Pear Deck before, and it works great. The kid gets the kids up and moving. However, maybe you want to keep your students at their desk and you just want them to do it in Pear Deck. Totally up to you, but again, either way will work. One thing I do suggest is going to Pear Deck and grabbing the Power Up extension. This will make your life a lot easier if you don't already have it. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it right in here. And again, this just makes your life a lot easier. Pear Deck will pop up here, and then all you have to do is hit Start Lesson. Once you start the lesson, you can decide is it going to be student-paced or instructor-paced. So you can kind of decide which option you want to use with your class. I would probably suggest instructor-paced and then set the students free to student-paced when you're ready. Okay, so what they're going to do for popcorn predictions is students are going to get a cliffhanger sentence. So right here, I'm going to move these up. Students will get one of these quotes, and you can change the quotes if you want to, or if there's something that really sticks out to you from Hatchet, feel free, but students will get one of these quotes. And once they have a quote, they're going to read their card. So again, they're going to read their card. You are going to set the timer for 1 minute. So I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute. Students are going to read their quote. And the last thought he had that morning as he closed his eyes was, I hope the tornado hit the moose. Okay, so right there, they read their quote and then they go ahead and they make a prediction. So they're writing a prediction on what they think from that quote, what this story, what this book is going to be about. So again, they're writing that right there. If they're doing this in Pear Deck, they can go ahead here and then they can draw, they can type, whatever you want to do if you want them to do it on Pear Deck. So again, they can do it in Pear Deck or they can do it on this piece of paper and they can just write real quick. Then what they do after that minute is they find a partner. So then you'll set the timer again for 1 minute. They're going to share their quote and their prediction with their partner. They're going to talk this over with their partner and they're going to see their partner's quote. Now that they have two pieces of textual evidence, they are going to make a new prediction. So they're going to make a brand new prediction. Did it stay the same? Did it get more detailed now that they have a little bit more information having those two quotes? The timer is going to go off. They go back to their seat. I start the timer again. They have 1 minute to write their new prediction. Then it happens again. They go to prediction number 3. They see a new quote. They talk about their predictions with their partner for 1 minute. They go back to their seat and then they write for a minute their prediction number 3. This continues on for 4. And then their final prediction is solo. They go back to their desk and they make their final prediction looking at all of their pieces of evidence and all of those different conversations that they had. So that is popcorn predictions, and the students really enjoy it. Again, I did it with this piece of paper, and they were up and moving. So if you need an activity that's fun for your students and up and moving, you can kind of use that. The kids, again, I kept to that timer of a minute, and I just kind of told them they could sketch or they could write as much as they could or bullet point. It didn't have to be like a summary. It was just quick thoughts to get their brainstorming kind of working and out there. Then this next activity, so that might be one activity that you could do to start this. This next one is agree and disagree. And this again is in Pear Deck. So students can come in here and then they can agree or disagree. So 13 years old is too young for a kid to own a hatchet. Hatchets are too dangerous for kids. Um, and so then the kids can decide, do I agree with that or do I disagree with that? Okay, and then they can go to this one. Car crashes are scarier than airplane crashes. Do I agree or do I disagree? Then they're going to go to this next statement and this next one and so on. and they're just going to agree or disagree. Now you can have some conversation with this on why. So asking students, why do you feel that way? Or they could do a partner talk. The other day I did a um, video on this really cool idea that I feel like could be used with this. It's called daily discussions. And so what the students do after this commercial is they will have this question, maybe like, which is more important? So here's their question. And then right here, turn and talk. They have 1 minute to turn and talk with a partner. And then there's a class discussion and it's 4 minutes. So again, I set this timer, and this timer was made to have like the 1 minute, and then it counts down, and then it does the 4 minutes. So it's that quick transition. I'm going to throw this timer into there we go, into the Google slide in case you want to use it. But again, if you don't think you'll need a timer, feel free. But it could just kind of help. And again, I just loved that it had that turn and talk and then that class discussion. So you could do something like this with these quick agree and disagree type of questions just to hear your students' points of view. And then they can work on kind of justifying why they believe that. And so again, this was that do you agree and disagree? And you're able to come in and you can delete any of them that you might not want to talk about with your students, or you can add different ones if you wanted to, that might come up throughout that book. All right, so then after you do this activity, there's a virtual field trip. So the students are going to visit Canada. So right here, they're going to visit Canada, and they're going to click this green right here to view Canada. Once they're in Canada, they can grab this full screen, and then they can look around and kind of see all of the different parts of Canada real quick. And then there is, let's see here, there's a video with Canada. So you can kind of see, and students can move around as this video is playing in YouTube, and they can kind of see all the different animals. Let's go ahead and go here. They can kind of see all the different animals that are in Canada, and they can kind of see the wilderness around them. Okay. Once they finish that, they're going to list 4 things that they saw while they were in that wilderness. And then they're going to think about how would they travel through this wilderness? How would they travel through Canada? What maybe supplies might they need? What might they need to be successful when going through the wilderness? And then right here is, let's see if this will work, another YouTube video. And I might have to grab the link again. Or it doesn't have, I bet you it's not embedded. But this YouTube video went over the plane. So then the students could kind of see inside of that plane. However, I don't know if that video is going to work because it might not have that embedded link that the owner has to do. And so I will try to find another one. But it was really cool because it went through the plane. So I'll try to find another one of that one. And then your students could read this quick article about the plane if they wanted to. And then right here, it just kind of talks about if you crashed a plane in the wilderness and were only allowed to have 3 items, what would they choose and why? So just kind of getting those students again to talk about those different things. And then the last thing is a reading journal. And so right here in the speaker notes, this is still a work in progress. But if you are interested in it, feel free to let me know. This is going to be the teacher version. I highly, highly, highly suggest that you send this out by chapters. So again, chapter 1, send that out. And then chapter 2, send that out. Chapter 3. If you send them all out in one slide deck, this is like over 84 slides. It's going to be really slow for the students on their Chromebooks. So again, you're going to want to copy the chapters. And then once you copy the chapters, students will just have like a chapter a day or whatever you want to do. I also went in here and I embedded video. So you can come in here and watch the video clips or have your students listen to that audio. of Hatchet. So if you want them to listen to this,
say you have to read an incredibly long
if we
email.
can get past this part.
By Adam McDonald.
You can have them listen to Hatchet using YouTube. So again, all of those are on the slides. Some things, again, this is still a work in progress, but you can kind of see here there's content compactor. So students, I would maybe add a quote, or you could have them find a quote and then they summarize the quote and then they come up with the one word. There's some sketch and tell, so they're going to draw an image and then explain the image. You can have them draw it digitally, or you can have them draw it on a piece of paper and then they can go to insert image and then they could add a camera picture of it and then they can explain right next to it. There's some points of view here where they can go in and they're able to talk about like the conflict, the main character, whose point of view this is in. There's different vocabulary activities for students in here as well. And so you can kind of see all these different activities that have been added, and then chapter 2 starts. And again, I try to add some vocab activities because repetition in some of these different activities will help over time. There's 3 truths and a lie. So again, there's different activities in here. And if you have any questions about any of these, let me know. And again, this is a work in progress. So hopefully after Thanksgiving break, it will be completely ready to go, or as chapters come up, it might be ready. But if you have suggestions and want to add to this, please let me know. And then there's a final project where the students will do sneaky cell phone snoop and world showcase build off. So if you need any help on any of these activities, please reach out to me and let me know. I'm more than happy to jump on a Google Meet with you. If my schedule allows, I'm more than happy to come in and co-teach with you or walk through anything that you might need more assistance with. I hope you enjoy the book with your students, and I will take a look at the plain video, and hopefully I can change it up to get one that will work. All right, let me know if you have any questions or need any assistance.